Okay, so we haven't played enchantments yet on stream, and we got a number of sweet enchantments cards in Historic Horizons. So we got Sythis here, enchantment herself, 1/2. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you draw a card and gain a life. We got Sterling Grove. Your other enchantments have Shroud, search for an enchantment. So this is why you see we have one of Sigil, one of Overwhelming Splendor, one of Rune Talo to tutor with this. And then Sanctum Weaver, taps to add mana equal number of enchantments you control. So I've seen a number of builds of enchantments going around that are trying to play 9 lives Solemnity combo and locking people out. And I just think being proactive in this format is just so much better. So rather than being this mopey kind of prison deck that loses to people destroying its stuff, I've got Ranger class and History of Benalia alongside Archon and Sigil to try and be a little bit more mid-rangey. So we're going to generate some card advantage with our enchantment Dorkos. We're going to use that card advantage to actually put power and toughness into play relatively quickly and kill our opponents here, hopefully. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it goes. Yeah, not only do you lose to people like blowing up your enchantments, but you just get like Bone Crusher Giant, which is popular because of the protection from creatures, Darko, and it's just a good card. So, not having to worry about questing Beast and Bone Crusher is great. Yeah, this looks great. Citizen Champion, maybe? I can see that being okay. Not quite sure what we'd want to trim, though. So do I Sanctum Weaver here? Because they're likely to be a counterspell deck, and this lets me multi-spell nicer next turn. I think we do this. Because it lets us potentially have a ton of mana next turn. The voice makes noise. What's going on? Thanks for the follow. Pretty aggressive start here for them. Hopefully our cheating of enchantments together could work out for us here. All right, and actually, we kind of get to just start locking things up here, right? We get to go, with the land draw, we get to go Archon into Rangers class. That was kind of gas, huh? Solid start here. If we draw an untapped land next turn, Overwhelming Splendor comes down. Which would be really good into Sapphire's Skyblade. Alright, that'll work too in a pinch, right? But I wasn't done drawing cards and making unicorns yet, opponent. Come back. That's rude. Wait, we aren't playing against Jeskai control. Is Magic Arena bugged? Asking the real questions. So I think I trim history here because it's not a meaningful blocker. Bring in some spot removal. Rest of this seems fine. Would I rather trim Sigil or Overwhelming Splendor? Probably Splendor, right? It's pretty expensive. Okie doke. Okie dokie, artichokey. It's time to draw some cards, fam. Yeah, the fall of the Thran's for our control friends. Sythis! Overwhelming Splendor does not impact adventure cards while they're in hand. So even though they countered our thing, we still get to draw a card, gain a life. We just seal this away. And they could just have a second counterspell here, but looks like they don't. We'll pass here just in case they have some kind of flashy dark. I don't want to get gobbled up, and getting 1 point of damage isn't super meaningful. Yeah, there was a list that went 2 and 3, or 2-2 or 3-2. And the Hoaglandia Open that was playing Scalds with Darcy. Seems like a sweet idea. Saga's giving you the enchantment type is very reasonable. So thoughts on Destiny Spinner? I don't know that I like it better than any of the cards I'm currently playing. Like, what do we think it would slot in over? Like, do we let it out of the sideboard for memory lapse decks? I don't know. The problem is, like, all the memory lapse decks are, like, also just, like, sweeper decks. Just gets cleared away with its 3 points of toughness. Ranger class into history. Very reasonable start for us. Alright, so I think with that play, we definitely want to play history this turn, and then this gives us the ability to level this plus play a 2-mana spell next turn. Maybe even double 2-mana spell depending on like what threats they put into play here. They could floop a bunch of Phoenixes into play, and then we'd probably want to like Baffling End the Dragon plus Rune Tail of the Phoenix. Yeah, I'm not sure yet if closing power is really a problem we're gonna have. We also haven't played that many games yet. Man. Unfortunately, I don't think I can just give them a history lesson this turn. Because I think leaving them both of these means we're probably dead in the air. I think we do this and then skip pressure them a little bit. We're attacking for 8 next turn. 2 card types in their bin currently. This is going to be a third, so if they have a creature on top of their deck, they hit it. The Rune Halo art, this is a Kithkin, right? This is from Lorwyn originally. If I recall correctly. Kithkin were kind of like the original Magic Hobbits, right? In a way. They were legally distinct Magic Hobbits. That's a great way to describe them. Legally distinct. Yeah, we're gonna get real Hobbits in Magic soon. It's exciting. And by soon, I mean 2023. So, you know. Soon. We'll have Hobbits right about the time Insight Esports decides to pay out all their competitors. Because I heard that's happening soon also. All right, if they have another burn spell in their hand, we're dead, right? They get to go Pillar of Flame plus Unholy Heat, even just Unholy Heat. Like Pillar of Flame, kill this prowess twice. The Phoenix come back, so I take exactly 12. If they don't have a way to kill the Sun's Grace, Sun's Grace does kill the Dragon Rage Chandler that has to attack this turn, which is excellent. And then if they only leave one blocker back, Banishing Light lets us push lethal next turn on the back of Ranger's Class. Oh, Phoenix coming back would remove Delirium. Oh, that's a good call. That's a good call. They hit a second Phoenix off of Dragon Rage Chandler. Yikes. Okay. I'm not dead yet. Should they not attack all? No, they're literally dead on board if they attack with everything, chat. Yeah, I think we just take 9, right? Well, Banishing Light Phoenix doesn't really work, right? I think the play here is attack, put a counter on here. Well, because Oh, they're at 5. They shocked themselves. Yeah, I'm dumb. Shh, shh. In my head, they were at 7. I apologize, opponent. I'm not slow rolling you. I'm just stupid. It's not my fault. I'm dumb, okay? That was a very much a tink, tink, tink lethal. I apologize for being a big dumb. I was doing math based on them being at 7. They were very much not at 7. Well, we incidentally have infinite cards for the Phoenix matchup. I guess Baffling End's not very good. They're not interacting with our enchantments, right? I'm cutting my bullets so we can cut the Sterling Groves. What is my degree in? I'll tell you what it's not in. It's not in counting tediously small numbers. Do I even want Containment Priest here? I have Rest in Peace. From on each of these. In fact, I'm gonna run and grab a caffeine, okay? I'll be right back. One stimulant, please. I'm excited for the Sanctum Weaver to die and then for us to never draw White Source. Ooh, that clipped the microphone. Okay, I should, mental note, mute when we open sodas. So, I actually have a mini fridge next to my... No joke, there's actually a mini fridge in my office. The motor in it is just messed up and it makes this really bad humming noise. Sedge. So I don't have it plugged in. If you were bit by a werewolf and made video content, would that turn you into a like and subscribe?
I know. I am hot,
Man, that's terrible. That's like really fucking bad shit. A like and good God. Do you have children? I'm pretty sure you're required to have children for that. Yeah, children are bad.
This'll be easy.
I'll be checking your dad cards at the door. Thanks for the biddies, high five. Alright, let's see if they can't kill this one. We have a shot, he says, before getting lightning axed.
Yup, you're going down.
So they can trade Chandra for the Archon next turn, assuming they can't kill it right now. They could have a Fry or something in hand. Sure, 13 months, Trusty Dusty. I think we're gonna be a little bit too slow here. Kinda, this game really showing off why Rest in Peace and Containment Priest are only okay here. Which, honestly, I think I'm gonna cut these. I'll put Conqueror's Death in. We've got Phoenix and Chandra and stuff. Okay. I think a random's better than another land here. We did get a Tarmo Ooze. Costs like 5 mana though, right? So it's like almost assuredly not very good. I guess it's a kill on sight. It does multiply. Hey, Jub, thanks for 7 months. Welcome back. Deck submissions are $50, Wargy. My body is ready to get spell pierced. Alright. Dodged it. I'm interested to see what all their transform designs end up looking like in this set, because it seems like they have a sweet range of them. Brand new Zombie Lord too, sweet. I have a build around for zombies sitting in the queue. We get Champion of the Parish and a couple others. It should hopefully be reasonable. And hopefully Memory Lapse will be banned by then. Would be ideal. You want Delver? Yeah, Delver would be sweet. I think that's a pretty safe addition to Historic. So I'm pretty A-okay with that one. I think I'm into some history here. Darcy says Delver is bad. Yeah, I mean, Delver probably is worse than Darcy in a lot of spots. They can also just be two great flavors that taste great together. Actually, you know what reprint I really hope we get between these two sets? Is I hope they give us the Cycle of Utility Lands. Gavany Township, Kessig Wolf Run, Moorland Haunt. I think those would be my number one request for a reprint cycle. I would love to see those in Historic. I am a Tireless Tracker stan. We stand Tireless Tracker in this stream, chat. Alright, I was gonna conquer Death right away, but I don't want to miss the opportunity to give him a good history lesson here. Of course, everybody remembers the most powerful of that land cycle, Grim Backwoods, was the strongest of the Innistrad utility colorless lands. Okay. This is the way we card advantage. For the Magic Zoomers that weren't playing Magic during that time, for reference, that was a joke. That Grim Backwoods was the best. Usually people buy me dinner before they pierce me, at least. Yikes. I think Kessig, like, a bunch of them saw constructed play. I think, like, Kessig Wolfrun's probably pretty close to the argument for the best one, I think. Gosh, we're so close to lethal. 2 points off. If I'd have just not conquered death and attacked them with this last turn, would have killed them here. Close game. Another game where, like, Rest in Peace just, like, ultimately didn't do anything there. Not actually sure that Rest in Peace is good in this format. It's good against, it's good against the Arcanist decks. Always feels pretty lackluster against Phoenix. A lot of their draws just don't care. Dub Seal Away, probably pretty good against the average Laris deck. Seems decent against both Arcanist and Auras. For an untapped land tier, nailed it. Definitely just want to get this down, so that way once they start picking up out our hand, we can play our stuff out in cantrip. Yeah, people like literally splash Drown Yard into their 3-color decks in that format. It was so good. They took my Rune Halo. That's interesting. So we want to do this now before this untaps, obviously. Blinded by the light. I mean, Halo on Croxa is not even very good, right? Because they still get to, like, trigger it, make me discard a card every turn. Now, Chapter 3, Level 3 on Ranger's class is not particularly good in this deck. Because we don't have that many creatures. That being said, if we get to a part where we have mana, we might just do that anyways. We'll see. Go to 30 cards in their deck. They have 4 cards in hand and their best play is just draw Laris. That would be great. Sad. For a little while there, you could fetch, what's it called? You could fetch Inkmoth and Kessig Wolfred at the same time. Back to the comment from earlier, by the way, someone saying, was it a mistake to make Mythic when we played against Jeskai 3 games in a row? Again, like, right now, right? Like, we're still Mythic, and we haven't played against any Jeskai with this deck. You know, it's just like, was bad matchup variance earlier. Having every spell we cast draw another card is pretty good in this attrition matchup. Deck's like... Was it bad to make Mythic a rarity is the real question. Nah, Wizards of the Coast has never been happier. Wicked Zen, thank you for the 19 months. Welcome back. Okay. Are you ready, chat? Is this a concession splendor? Feels like a concession splendor to me. Ooh, I don't think I've seen that animation before. A curse upon you and your family. Got me. It is a one-sided humility. It is in fact exactly that, a one-sided humility. It is, as the kids say, very PogChamp. Someone earlier was talking about, do we need something as a finisher? And Lair of the Hydra is, or Destiny Spinner as a finisher. Lair of the Hydra is a great mana dump for our Sanctum Weaver. What's the win con in our deck? We've had a ton of win cons. Our opponent's just been killing them. Like, I've got History of Benalia, I've got Lair of the Hydra, I've got Rangers class. Like, the only reason this game has gone this long is because our opponent keeps killing our stuff. I'm trying very hard to actually end the game, chat. $11 mana. X is 10. I mean, we have some creatures. It's definitely true that it's not very good. Like, it did nothing for a long time there. But yeah, eventually we're gonna hit our small number of creatures. We have, what, 10 creatures in our deck? This is a matchup where Rest in Peace is actually good, though, so that's nice. Seal Away is probably not great. Earned Halo out. Yeah, free card every once in a while is fine. Yes, I do have a cheeky Follow the Thran for control decks. Is that our opponent's sleeve? It is. Yeah. Your opponent's sleeve appears on your deck during sideboarding. It's a feature, chat. Does this deck not count as control? No, our deck's like a mid-range deck. We have some card advantage and some removal spells, but we also have, like, actual threats. I need to cut 4 cards. Our opponent's deck. No, our opponent's deck is also a mid-range deck. Did I cut Archon? Archon probably just dies a lot, right? It's pretty expensive. It just eats a removal spell. Yeah, they're playing Black-Red Arcanist. Double Rest in Peace. I'm excited to get double discard spelled. Yeah, Lair's great. Honestly, there could be merit to playing 4 Lair in this deck, just of how good a finisher it is. I have 3 Temple of Plenty. It could be right to go. Could be right to be like 4 Lair. 4 Lair, 2 Temple. These are a few of my favorite things. Let's just get this into play while the getting is good here. They must have some number of destroy target enchantment in their deck, right? This deck's a little pricey. Aren't they all .meme? So, looking for an untapped land here so we can Banishing Light this Pyromancer. I'll settle for a blocker, I guess. History of Benalia actually makes the deck pretty expensive. Mythics that aren't played in a ton of other things are tough to justify as a cost a lot of the time. I'm putting the second Rest in Peace in play just because I think there's a good chance they have feed the swarm in their deck. Might be greedy to keep that. We'll see. And I think we just Banishing Light the Luris here. I could play Benalia, but if they have a removal spell, which is likely for the 2/2, they hit me for a bunch. I think I just want to keep the board as clear as possible. And now, next turn, we hope to draw an untapped land that doesn't hurt us, and then we go Harvest Hand into History. If we don't draw a land in our 2 draws, we'll go Harvest Hand into Sanctum Weaver. Hey, Polly, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And now I think we Rangers class here as our second one, so that way they need to kill both of these, or we can kill these in combat. So this obviously can't get bigger, but they do get some card selection here still. Okay, tapped land is nice. Untapped land is nice. Very nice. Yeah, they have their creature beatdown going on. We have our powerful hate piece, but like we also stumbled this game, right? Oh, I should have waited to play my land. I could have put the Lair into play tapped. Yeah, if they don't draw a removal spell here, we're gonna turn the corner real hard. And this should hopefully be corner turn now. This deck seems kind of sweet. The discard. It's pretty unlucky. The aggressive beatdown. We're doing it, fam. We're doing it. Gotta discard the hand size again, though. Alright. Slow and steady. Glad this one is sweet. Red-white mid-range was okay this morning, and humans was pretty middling, so at least we got one good set in today. I'd like to draw some more cards, please, Q. Thanks for the 15 months, Kevin. Welcome back. we appear to be firmly in the red-black bracket, which honestly seems like an okay place for this deck to be. Sign in Blood. Alright, if you insist. Do sub-gifts count towards decks? They do not. These are a few of my favorite things. Goblin Dink Dwellers? Opponent's on a spicy one, chat. This card's sweet. People tried so hard to make this card playable in Standard. They tried so hard. Alright, give me the whips and the chains. Wasn't it though? Didn't it have some good decks? Not really. That was Siege Rhino Standard. It was great in Jeskai Black. I mean, I'll give you it was maybe playable. Like, it was, like, Goblin Dark Dwellers was competing with cards like Dig Through Time in terms of being card advantage, right? Like, so, like, it's not like it wasn't trying. But, like, also it was a tough sell. Yeah, like, Baby Jace was legal. Like, there were a lot of bangers, chat. A lot of bangers in that format. It's gonna board very similarly to the red-black deck we just played against, huh? Rest of this seems fine. When Siege Rhino comes to Historical, we lose games with it and Resto. I do love me a Battle Cattle. However, my true love is Savage Knuckleblade. Mantis Rider is also a good one. I want to bottom the Sanctum Weaver for now. Their deck's pretty high in interaction. We had an awesome lady quit today for a new job, and I'm the one who hired her. Big Sag. Oh. Mantis Rider's a good card, though. I mean, it's like good. I cast many a collected company into Savage Knuckleblade and Mantis Rider. I'd say tag Untapped on Twitter if you're experiencing a bug. Probably a good place to get them. They're pretty active on social media. Jeskai Charm. Could Jeskai Charm be a real card in Historic? Or do we think that's too slow? That's probably too slow in a format with Helix, right? And the other things that we have. Hey, thanks for the 41 months, Trumpet. I think I'm discarding that and just trying to set myself up so we can get into top deck mode here to make their future discard bad. Beard Hug, thanks for the 29 months. Well, for reference, Jeskai Charm was an aggressive card. Yeah, it deals 4 damage to an opponent or planeswalker and gives your things 1/1 in lifelink as modes. So like, it's definitely not a control card. It's like technically a piece of pseudo removal for 3 mana, but it's like it's definitely not a card that Jeskai Control wants to play. Yes, Azurius Charm is the card that you would want to curl up in a little ball and cry under the table about. Oh god, could you imagine Azurius Charm? Azurius Charm and Memory Lapse all in blue-white control? Oh god. Oh man. Azurius Charm, oh shit, it's so gross. It's so gross. Big sad we don't have a creature land here. Big sad we don't have a creature land. Alright, so they don't have a graveyard. But they do have a Chandra. They have a Tibalt. Lair the Hydra is like low-key a good drop. What if I sacrifice Sterling Grove to put Sythis on top of my deck? So I can cast it with Ranger class? Well, they have to down tick to take it.
Make no mistake, I'm not enough.
Today's my lucky day.
So we bottomed the Sterling Grove that was on top because I didn't want Tibalt to take it. His ultimate doesn't do anything because Rest in Peace is in play. What's going on, Rion? Thanks for the 26 months.
Surely you can handle a little pain.
Alright, so Tibalt's at 11, but they're at 13, and then there's a Pyromancer. We're probably dead to this Pyromancer, right? I guess we could have, like, Enchantment Creature into Enchantment Creature on top of our deck, like Sythis into Sanctum, and maybe we get going. Hey, thanks for the 25 months, Pelly. Welcome back. Yeah, unfortunately. Chandra to Tibalt. It's a little bit too much grind for us to overcome there. Punch Red Black Duck looks sweet. Wonder if they just like have enough removal to be competitive against the Indomitable Creativity decks. Seems like that would be difficult at a glance. Is there a reasonable way for you to turn money into Jumpstart cards? I mean, did you need the prefix Jumpstart cards on there, or did you simply mean to ask, is there a reasonable way to turn money into Magic Arena cards you want? The answer to both questions is no. Yeah, so if you don't care about which Jumpstart cards you're getting, joining Jumpstart and dropping after drafting the packs works very reasonably. The only downside to that is the collecting the Jumpstart packs that way don't progress your wildcard wheel at all. But if you're someone that's trying to just get like a completionist set of Jumpstart, joining and dropping at 2k gold a pop or whatever the gem cost is actually pretty efficient. I collected up a bunch of mythics out of there for a very low price. Like I joined and dropped 20 and got over 20 mythics, which is much cheaper than just crafting everything via what's it called? Hey, Garlic, thanks for the subgifties. Appreciate that. Thanks for taking advantage of that September discount and supporting the channel. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying Jumpstart. I'm actually very firmly of the opinion that Jumpstart's a really sweet game mode as an introduction to Magic, and I actually think it's an incredible punt on Wizards of the Coast part that you can't play Jumpstart all of the time on Magic Arena. I think it's a very, very quick, easy way to get people into playing games of Magic with a variety of cards. Yes, yeah, what Silence said there is correct. Jumpstart is a great game mode, but it's a bad way to introduce new cards to a format. Could not agree more with that assessment. Allowing you to buy regular duplicate protected packs of Jumpstart is too close to being consumer friendly. And by that I mean it would still be rancid, but at least it would just be the same as everything else. What are we playing next turn? Do we just like Archon here? Yeah, let's Archon, because then if Banishing Light resolves, we like make some friends. And this sets us up so we can Banishing Light plus Sanctum next turn. Survey says I think I'm actually gonna save this Sanctum Weaver for after their inevitable sweeper. I think we'll probably Baffling End here to push the shark off. Do I just cantrip the seal away? I'm gonna cantrip the seal away. Alright, if they want a Helix or Prismari command this, they have to burn their treasure now, so I think I'm okay with this attack. This could just be like a chump block into a sweeper as well. Either way, this is fine for us. Even if they kill the Archon here, we have 6 attack plus the Lair of the Hydra. Yeah, again. We need to get, and this is why the Jeskai deck is so good, right? We're forced to make attacks like this that aren't great into their spot removal because we also need to make sure we're applying enough pressure that we can get in under whatever inevitable sweeper they're gonna have. Hey, make your 3/3 shark. All right, so I was just making sure my eyesight was okay here. That it was in fact game 1, so I needed to zoom just to be sure. What a reasonable, healthy format. And then they drew Shark Typhoon off the top, so naturally their next card will be Teferi, untap 2 lands, draw Lightning Helix.
I know what must be done. No time for a break.
Holy shit, chat! Mother! God damn it! Alright, I mean, like, we should just be done, right? We just, like, actually just can't win. Just, like, just fucking throw in the towel. Like, why are we even here? Just empty-handed, run them off, baby. Run them off. All right, maybe they'll brick from here. Maybe the rest of their cards from here on out are gonna be bad. Maybe we got this, chat. They're dead on board. They're dead on board, chat. Come on now. Everybody calm down. I'm not panicking. You're panicking. Well, I haven't windmill slammed a Wrath of God yet. Please concede. Please concede.
Just the trick for this.
I wanna go play Psychonauts. I think my plan for next week is to do, I'm not gonna do zero magic, but between now and rotation, if historic doesn't see changes, I'm gonna do a bit less magic. There's a cube up right now. We'll dip back in and we'll do some more standard 22, but yeah, I mean, like, our games were really fun when we weren't playing against Jeskai. Like, it's just, there's just too much. And like, if I could just auto concede to Jeskai and have it be good content, that would be fine. But like, there's just so much of it, half my stream would be conceding. So it's like, it's not like there's just like this one fringe matchup that's bad and it's frustrating and we can skip it. Like, I just actually can't skip it because there's so much of it. And when you pair that with the requeue bug, where like I have to like randomly stagger so we don't requeue back into the same people we just played, it's just really frustrating. I don't feel like starting a cube today. Is this cube up all next week? Maybe we'll just play a bunch of cube dread. And then the other thing too is, right, like, we have Historic Brawl, but they fucking broke the matchmaking for that. And it's been broken for a week and they haven't fixed it. Like, I would love to be able to play Brawl. I would love to be able to play Brawl, but I can't because the deck strength matchmaking has been fucked up since their backend changed. So, like, that's not a pleasant experience either because all of your sweet weaker champions get paired into Golos. They just like, they're not managing Historic. They broke the other formats that we can play. They won't give us best of 3 for standard 22. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of frustrated and toxic towards Magic. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it for today. And we're gonna continue our Psychonauts playthrough, which is actually Psychonauts 2, if you haven't tried it yet or seen us play it, it's probably the best 3D platformer I've ever touched. So yeah. We're gonna continue that. It's been fun.